If you learn a little bit Chinese, you'll realize that there are two versions of Chinese characters. One is traditional Chinese characters, which is more complicated. Another is simplified Chinese characters, which is more, simplified. We're going to talk about how to check or obtain different versions of Chinese characters. For example, if you find this document and you would like to see the different versions of Chinese characters, you have three options. Okay, option 1. This is the easiest way to do it because many websites have both versions of Chinese characters. For example, this is the website that has the simplified Chinese characters. You can click here to have another version of Chinese characters. And click it again, you'll go back to the simplified Chinese characters. Another example is Wikipedia. It provides lots of versions of Chinese characters. Here is simplified Chinese characters in China, traditional Chinese characters used in Hong Kong, in Macau, and simplified Chinese characters used in Singapore and Malaysia. For another website here, you can change the Chinese characters through the language options part. Okay, let's talk about option 2 right now. Option 2 is used when the multiple versions of Chinese characters are not provided in the websites. In this case, we can perform Google search to find the similar content. Here are an example. First, we copy a title, then we put it in the Google to search. Nowadays, the information is transferred quickly through internet. That's why normally it's very easy to find the content with different versions of Chinese characters. Here you can see there are lots of contents with a different version of Chinese characters. This is simplified, and this is traditional Chinese characters. Click here and you will find almost similar content with different versions of Chinese characters. In this case, it's simplified Chinese characters. If you cannot find the content with the version of Chinese characters you want through option 2, and also the website does not provide multiple versions of Chinese characters, like option 1, option 3 is needed. We need to use another website to translate for you. First, I copy the content here, and then I put it here. Here is the button of transfer to traditional Chinese characters, and this is transfer to simplified Chinese characters. Either way, if I want to have simplified Chinese characters, I click here. For traditional, I click here. No matter what kind of version of Chinese characters, you just make a click and you got it. Very simple. Let's recap all options. Option 1 basically is the easiest way to do it. Since the websites have already provided multiple versions of Chinese characters, you just need to make a click, but you have to know the words of traditional Chinese character and simplified Chinese characters. For example, Wikipedia and this website, for example. If the website does not provide content with multiple versions of Chinese characters, you need to use option 2. Usually, you will need to copy the title and perform the Google search. If neither option 1 nor option 2 work, then you can use option 3 that you use a third-party website to translate the Chinese character to another version of Chinese characters. That's it. Thank you for watching.